YouTube, I'm kind of a little bit out of it today because I don't know, my brain can't think straight. But basically, I want to talk about the idea of content creator collaborations as far as like, I guess the kind of mindset I have on it and my thoughts and opinions in general over the whole process of doing it. Not like the idea of collaborations, I guess the process in setting one up and all of that shit. I don't know, dude. The whole idea of collaborations and collabs have been on my mind the last few days. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I wanted to talk about it, so let's just get into it. I put down a bunch of bullet points in a Word document because I just couldn't. I wouldn't be able to organize these thoughts in my head otherwise. So let's just start from the top. As you probably already know, a collab or a collaboration is when two or more content creators get together to create content. It could be a live stream together. It could be a YouTube video. It could be anything or everything. Who fucking knows? The way I see it is that, in my personal opinion, collabs are actually the most fun content for me to make because I'm actually socializing with other people, I guess. And I don't know, creating content on my own, like videos like this, has kind of a different vibe for me compared to when I actually make content with other people. Like, for example, on a Twitch stream I did a couple of weeks ago, maybe, I did a Gartic phone stream with a few other people, and that was probably the most fun I've had in a long time when it comes to making content or streaming or anything like that. And it's the kind of thing that I want to do a lot more often, but realistically speaking, I probably can't. It's just not really possible, I don't think. I mean, at the very moment, at least, it's not possible. And in order to even like do a collab in the first place, to start with, you gotta reach out to people. And I think reaching out in particular is a little bit tricky. Like, the act of actually trying to reach out to someone isn't tricky in itself. It's more of the mental gymnastics that one would have to have going on in their head to get the motivation to reach out to someone, right? So, for example, if we're talking about like other smaller creators, basically people on the same level as I am, or so, like, for example, where I'm at right now, I'm just a very small dude. I've got like what, 123 subscribers on my YouTube. I mean, for the all around, not a whole lot of people technically. I've talked to people who have more than that, talked to people who have less than that. It's kind of it's like a certain range where I would consider a small creator, right? So I would say if you've got, like, say, for example, if you're speaking YouTube specifically, my idea of a small creator is someone under, I don't know, 10 to 20,000 subs, I guess. I don't know, dude. I don't know what the fucking meta of it is. I'm just kind of just ballparking it. I'm winging it. I'm talking. Oh yeah, I forgot to give a little disclaimer at the beginning of the video. So everything I'm talking about right now is coming out of my ass, so which means I didn't really do much research into it. It's just more based off my own personal observations and my own opinions and thoughts. So take everything I say today with a grain of salt. Just keep that in mind, all right? So basically, the smaller creators I'm talking, it's like, I don't know. Let's assume it's like 10 to 20,000 subscribers or less. Like, let's hit the middle ground and say 15,000 or less, okay? And for me, personally, reaching out to them is a lot easier if they're individuals. God damn it, I hate the wording I put here. It's easier for me to try to reach out to them if I've already interacted with them before. So, for example, me and my fellow Offbeats members, fellow members of a common community. So, Offbeats, what I mentioned here, is a Discord community that I'm in, that I've been part of for maybe the last year or so. Basically, I've met other smaller content creators in there that I've talked to quite often. And so I would play games with them sometimes, just like off the record. I would do collabs with them, either it would be on their streams or my own streams. In general, I want to get to the point where we can do more collabs for my own actual video content. I'll get there. That's in my plan, but it's just easier for me if I've already talked to the person before. As I mentioned in my next bullet point too, is even easier if there's an established friendship. That's basically it. Because when I talk to these people in the community, the more I talk to them, the more I get to know them, which you would think that kind of, works with every other person you talk to in your day-to-day life, right? On or offline. And if you talk to someone enough, they eventually become friends, and you guys get off pretty well. You guys are more likely to do stuff together as opposed to like if a random stranger were to ask you to do a collab, right? I mean, at least that's the way I see it, probably. And for me, I think one of the biggest challenges of setting those kind of collabs up is basically the days and times that everyone's available, and that includes like time zone differences. Like, for example, one of the creators that I talked to is Marquis Barking, and I've one or two of his streams in the past. He's done one in a collab with my own stream in the past, so he's someone that I do regularly talk to here and there. And he lives all the way in Ireland, where I live here in the United States. So we have kind of weird time zones to work with, but I mean, we're able to make it work. We're able to figure stuff out. Things work out, but it's not always going to be as smooth sailing as it is between us two and some other people, right? So figuring out when everyone's available, kind of a tricky thing, I think. I mean, this doesn't just go for like smaller creators and friends and stuff. It goes for literally people of all, I don't know. I was gonna say shapes and sizes, but you know, shapes is kind of fucking weird in this context. So let's just say popularity. I don't know, dude. It just. And another thing I wanted to add is that those same people like on my level. And when I say on my level, I mean on my own like scale of smaller creators. That's basically it. Other smaller creators. It doesn't have to be smaller creators, but they may have the same amount or more concerns. I am just fucking rambling. Jesus Christ. I need to be more coherent on what I'm saying. So when I talk about like reaching out to other creators, I actually, for some reason, I decided to split up VTubers as its own category, right? Because this probably isn't even accurate at all, honestly, because I probably don't need to put VTubers in their own category, because that's just plain fucking stupid, now that I think about it. But I guess, like, I do have, like, a small concern that I list out. It's like, I've always had, like, an interest in collabing, like, VTubers and stuff, because I like VTubing and stuff. But the thing is, my biggest thing is that I see a lot of VTubers, like, I guess specifically I see the one on Twitter. I don't know. I mean, just because I see a lot of people doing it doesn't mean like everyone does it, right? And I know a lot of people don't. But my concern is like if I try to reach out to like a VTuber that I like, for example, and I want to do a collab with them, but I worry that they wouldn't want to do a collab with me because I'm not really specifically a VTuber, which is a very irrational mindset, right? I know it's very irrational. It doesn't make any fucking sense at all, because at the end of the day, VTubers are just regular people with avatars in front of them. Maybe they're playing a character, maybe they're not, you know, it depends on the person. So this is an example of a concern that I would have that is very unrealistic, and honestly, I could probably ditch it altogether because it's really fucking stupid. Now, that being said, it does stem from some thought of like observation, I guess, because I have seen VTubers try to seek out specifically other VTubers and want to do collabs with specifically other VTubers, and I guess that's kind of where this whole thought came from. Yeah, see, look, I even noted down that my reasoning is unlogical because many VTubers would be happy to collab with non-VTubers depending on the situation, I guess. I mean, I've interacted with a couple smaller VTubers that I met in the same community as I mentioned before, Offbeats, and I'm pretty sure if I try to reach out to them to do a collab where everyone's available, I'm pretty sure they'd be happy doing it, and I would be too. I think it really just depends on the person, right? As any other situation would be. And I put collabing with larger creators as a challenge. Let's be honest, if you talk about larger creators, so I'm talking maybe 20,000 plus, but that's not even really realistic because there's small creators, there's kind of large creators, but I guess from my perspective they're large, but in the grand scheme of things, they're anybody with like, I don't know, 250,000 subs on YouTube. They're probably more on the medium scale, I guess. Small, medium, large. I don't know how the fucking meta works, dude. I'm just guessing. I really don't know. But what I'm saying is, the more, like, I think the larger a creator is, the harder it is to try to do a collab with them, especially if you're not at least as large as they are, right? So, I guess what I mean by that is that I feel like it's probably a lot more difficult for smaller creators to do collabs with larger creators, because the thing is, I imagine there's a fuck ton of smaller creators that try to reach out to these larger creators to do collabs with them, and 90% of the time it's gonna be like fucking drowned out by all the other like fan messages and all that stuff that they get on a regular basis. So it's not really, I mean, it's not always gonna be like a matter if they want to do a collab with you. It's also a matter of if they even see the fucking message in the first place, because they get so many of them, I assume. And on top of that, I also got to thinking, like, it's not even just like a matter of how known you are or whether or not they're actually able to see who you are. It's a matter of, like, speaking for me as a specific example, I've never really reached out to a larger creator before, but what I think is that, like, they don't actually know me and I don't know them. And without having had like a real like interaction or conversation with them, there's no way of knowing whether or not it's actually a good idea or if they would anybody would want to collab with each other because of that, you know? I don't know, dude. So I guess even if I were to reach out to a larger creator and want to just have a regular fucking conversation with them as a human being, right? It might be hard to even do that, only because of the chance, like the likelihood of them actually seeing me try to reach out to them, because so many other people either have them mentioning them like on social media, or how many people are, you know, messaging and whatnot. It goes back to the whole being overwhelmed with messages thing that I've already rambled on about. There's also their personal perspective on collabing with smaller content creators. I've seen 1 or 2 examples of this to where a larger creator would say that they would like to collaborate with smaller creators, but it's just that there are just various things that could come up that could cause problems, like clash in personalities. Like, for example, if a more extroverted content creator that is larger tries to collab with a smaller, more introverted content creator, that introverted person may end up perceiving the larger, more extroverted creator as aggressive or as an asshole because he's more likely to be louder or like in your face. And when I say in your face, I don't mean like, you know, like trying to insult you or anything like that. I just mean like they're more, I don't know if it's something to do with confidence or just more of a participant, I guess. I don't know, dude. I can't think of the right word, so, you know, forgive me for that, but... And sometimes it's not just like introverts versus extroverts too. It's like sometimes the larger creator would probably wonder, you know, what is the motive of the smaller creator they're collaborating with? I mean, because some of them might just use them to get more recognition. Some of them might just use them for clout. And others want to get to know them as a person and want to actually be friends with them and actually just have fun doing a collab. I mean, I imagine most people who try to reach out do it for that reason, but there's also a lot of people who just want to be, you know, famous, I guess. I mean, for... I guess that reason, I kind of figure that, you know, it's probably harder for larger creators to find people to collab with that they could generally be friends with, even amongst other larger creators. Though I guess it's a lot easier for larger creators to collab with other larger creators because at the end of the day, they have the potential to meld the fan bases. Like, say, for example, I don't mean to name drop, but I'm just, like, for example, like, C.VA when he does his collab with Iron Mouse. Like C.VA is a YouTuber who does like voice acting. He's on the Trash Taste podcast. I love his content, and I do love Trash Taste also. It's probably my favorite podcast to listen to. And then there's Iron Mouse, who is a VTuber who is part of V's Shoujo, which is, as you can imagine, a VTuber kind of group, right? And so basically the fans of both of them, I mean, a lot of the time the people who watch both of their content are gonna be among this already kind of an intermingled fan base, but like when they have exposure to each other's fan bases, that gives each other the opportunity to grow even more than they already have, because when people do collaborations, it gives bigger opportunity for growth. But I also think that to an extent it is easier for larger creators to get to know other larger creators, and it's easier for them to find each other, and there's a good chance that they're probably fans of each other in a lot of cases. Not all of them. I mean, there's larger creators that don't get along with each other also, but I'm talking specifically in the context that they do collaborate, they do get along. I think it's easier for a larger creator to collaborate with a larger creator if they're already fans of each other, I guess. I mean, there's specific criteria that has to be met, and this isn't like a very concrete blanket statement I'm making here. It's just, like I said, it's just more of an opinion from an observation that I've had. It's nothing concrete. It's not... I don't think it's 100% true. I don't know, man. It's just shit that's been going on in my mind. I mean, fuck. I feel like I've been rambling on this whole video, so I have no idea if I made any concrete points or not, or I don't even know what the point of this video is. I don't know, shit's on my mind. I just wanted to get it out. So, I mean, no matter what the validity of my opinion is, it's just, I mean, collaborating with other creators, regardless of the size and who they are, it's not like fucking magic where it just immediately works, right? I mean, it takes some effort to actually, you know, try to do something and to actually try to initiate a collaboration, because it usually starts with one person reaching out to the other. And I guess the way I see it, I mean, doing the reaching out it's not the easiest. I mean, it's easy, but it's not easy, because the act of doing it is easy, but it's, as I mentioned before, it's the mental gymnastics that you fucking put yourself through is what makes it more difficult. And at the end of the day, it's just more of a matter of, you know, it kind of goes back to that saying, you know, you miss 100% of the shots you never take, right? And so I guess if you want to collaborate with someone, just reach out to them. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? They say no? I mean, fuck. I didn't really have a concrete place I was going with this video, so I just kind of wanted to just get it out there. So I guess I'm kind of curious to see what your thoughts on this are. So feel free to drop a comment in the section below, because I want to know your perspective on this. I want to know what goes through your mind about collabs. What goes through your head when you try to reach out to someone, or what's stopping you from reaching out to someone if you are a content creator, or just, I guess, your thoughts about them in general. I'm just kind of curious, you know. And also, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to, you know, hit the like button. You can subscribe. You can follow my Twitter at King Turtles the Thick, or I guess my @ is over 9K Turtles. And I also have an Instagram at King Turtles the Thick as well. All the links to my other socials and shit like that is gonna be in the description below. I also do stream on Saturday and Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. the Central Daylight Savings Time, US, based off Central US time. And those are usually on Saturdays and Sundays. It's on my Stream Turtles the Thick channel. I'm still debating if I'm going to stay there to stream, or if I want to come back to this channel to stream, or if I want to go back to Twitch to stream. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do still. But for now, Stream Turtles the Thick is the channel you want to go if you want to watch me live stream. That being said, I hope you enjoyed the video and you have yourself a wonderful day. And I'm just going to, I don't know, edit this video, because I honestly don't know how coherent this... Is this video even coherent?